Gentleman's game here. So imagine this, you're trying to meet girls online because of the pandemic, all the apps like Tinder, Bumble, and then all of a sudden a super cute girl pops up on your screen, just your type. You swipe right obviously, and after 5 minutes, bam, you two match. You feel like a king, a girl that cute actually liking you back. You send her the first message obviously, just some witty remark about one of her pictures. 2 hours go by and you think, she's probably gonna ignore me. She probably has like 50 guys all texting her. But then what do you know? Another 20 minutes later and she actually responds. You two start texting every day, and not only is she responding pretty quick, but she actually seems like a cool person. That's it, you decide. I have to ask her out. So you suggest grabbing coffee with her over the weekend, real casual. She says yes, and it's on. You're feeling like an absolute boss, landing a date with a girl this hot. Saturday night comes around, you finally pick her up and meet her for the first time. You expect to hit it off with her immediately like you did over text, but there's just no connection. And not only that, but she seems like there's something bothering her. She has this dark, heavy energy. When she speaks, it's monotone, like she's just not very interested in what you have to say, no matter how much effort you put in. It's almost like you can tell she has something on her mind, bothering her, and the negative vibes she's giving off is making you unable to really connect with her. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd be immensely turned off in this situation. Girls with bad attitudes, negative and dark vibes will immediately repel me, no matter how hot she is. But here's the thing, I'm willing to bet that some of you watching this do something very similar on dates, or in general, whether you're aware of it or not. See, a lot of guys I notice carry around this dark energy with them wherever they go. Maybe it's because of their toxic mindsets about themselves and about women, how they think they're not good enough for girls, how women don't like him, etc. Or maybe it's because of their bad previous experiences with women, always feeling awkward, not knowing what to say, what to do, all the accumulated rejections, maybe they were in a relationship and got cheated on. And so he lets all these negative voices in his head cloud his energy. See, those negative vibes permeate every interaction you're in, and you shoot yourself in the foot with women that might have been into you otherwise. Now, there actually are times when dark energy can be useful, for instance in the bedroom. Sometimes girls are curious about that dark energy if you channel it in the right way, right? It's rare to meet a guy who can tap into this dark energy and add just a bit of sexualness to it without coming off as intimidating. But I'd say that in most cases, carrying around dark energy hinders your game and your results with women because it's a bad first impression to make. When you come in with that heavy air around you, women can sense it right away since they're good with emotional intelligence, and it repels them like bug spray. No one likes a person with dark, negative energy because they're already dealing with their own problems. The last thing they need is to deal with yours. See, the reason I'm bringing up this topic in the first place is because I can tell some of you dudes have dark, heavy energy, bad vibes, carrying around all this baggage. Seriously, I've met dudes like this before, 25 years old, who look like they're going on 45 years old. You need to learn how to get that off your chest, to find a healthy outlet. We all got our own issues to deal with, even though they might not all be the same. The only real solution is to have a haven you can go to for fellowship or camaraderie, just to talk through whatever's going on, being around positive people. Because what happens is that negativity and having that dark energy I keep referring to is a vicious cycle. I know mothers and fathers who act this way, and they pass down this mentality and negative energy down to their kids. Then the kids will pass it down to theirs, etc. Until someone finally breaks the curse. But until they do, their reality is going to be one sad confirmation bias, meaning they'll walk around with this baggage, being all cynical about the world and repel lots of potential friends, business opportunities, girlfriends, you name it. Then these guys will use that and think, see, I knew it, nobody gets along with me, I just wasn't made for this. Thinking that they themselves are the problem, when in reality it's the oppressive energy, the vibe they're giving off that keep people away. So now the question becomes, if you are this kind of person, if you relate at all to what I just described, how would you go about remediating the problem? How can you keep your dark energy and your negative mental state tempered so that you don't come off as a total sourpuss? Well, I have 2 specific pieces of advice to give you, which we'll get to in a moment. But first, I have a real special announcement to make. Are you frustrated with your dating life? Not sure how to get over the slump and want to date the type of girl you know you deserve? Over the last 2 years since I started making these videos, hundreds of guys have asked me to put everything I know about seduction, dating, female psychology into an all-in-one product. And at first I was hesitant, but more and more guys kept asking me the same thing. When are you going to put out your book or your coaching program? I need more specific advice, etc. And so for the last 9 months, I've been painstakingly assembling my new flagship course, The Gentleman's Game Plan. It really is my life's work in terms of consolidating everything I've ever learned about game through years of taking action with 7+ hours of videos about everything from mindset hacks, the step-by-step process from opening a girl to closing her, texting, and more. To be honest, I probably won't be putting out something like this again for a few years, so this game plan really is it in terms of premium exclusive content. And because this is the first ever announcement of the Gentleman's Game Plan, I'm offering a special offer. For the next 24 hours after the release of this video on November 30th, 11 AM Eastern Time, I'll include a free 1-hour consultation call for anyone who decides to purchase the Gentleman's Game Plan and commit to changing their lives. We'll talk through your sticking points, break them down methodically, and craft a specific plan of action for you. Like I said, this offer is only valid until December 1st, 11 AM Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you act now if you want to secure your spot. Check the link in the description box below if you want to learn more. Now back to the video. So the first piece of advice I have is practicing self-awareness. Most people who spend too much of their mental energy dwelling on past trauma aren't even aware that they're giving off this heavy, dark energy. And when you can learn to observe yourself, whenever you start letting these thoughts cloud your vibe, then they'll have much less control over you. Ask the closest people in your life to be honest with you. Do you give off this oppressive vibe? Is it something that's very evident when you're outside and around strangers? That'd be a good place to start. Another way to practice self-awareness is getting to the root cause. Like, reflect what that dark energy is feeding off of, because negative vibes all feed from somewhere, like a bacteria feeding off of its host. Maybe you automatically give off this dark energy because you still haven't gotten over your ex, or maybe you have family problems that constantly cause you anxiety and stress. Point is, you have to get to the root cause that's making your energy so dark, and then either resolve it or make peace with it. If there's some type of closure you need, or something you need to forgive yourself for, maybe someone that you need to make peace with, whatever it is, being proactive in getting to the root cause of what's causing this negative vibe will go a long way in making the problem better. And the only way to do that is to be self-aware of what's feeding your mood in the first place. The second piece of advice I have is to have positive outlets. We touched on this a bit earlier, but a lot of guys have all this baggage and trauma in their lives without having an outlet to release that frustration. I can tell so many guys, because of the pandemic, have been spending way too much time alone. And what happens when you're alone too often is that you start indulging more and more into your own thoughts. So if your mind is already prone to negativity, it'll only make it worse. Your mind can start playing tricks on you a lot of the time, like that song by the Ghetto Boys. You start misinterpreting things to reinforce whatever victim narrative you've established for yourself, things like that. And again, we all go through things, but when you're bearing the brunt of it alone, it can be overwhelming, causing you to retreat mentally into this low consciousness state of mind. Time alone is valuable to reflect, but it's all about balance. Finding your outlet, whether it's a group of mates, an online community, an artistic skill you can cultivate, is so crucial to dealing with your baggage. Truth is, our minds weren't made to handle problems by ourselves. Humans are by nature social creatures. We were meant to interact together and help each other out. When you have social groups you can mingle with, it helps you practice your empathy, your patience, and it makes you more optimistic about human nature. So don't forget to have outlets that you can vent to. It'll definitely lighten up your mental state and make you a more grateful, positive, and attractive man. So that's it for the video, guys, and to summarize today, we talked about something that could very well be holding back your game, which is carrying around dark, negative energy. And 2 keys you can use to combat this is through practicing self-awareness and having positive outlets for your frustrations. As always, do me a favor and give this video a like, and let me know in the comments below, do you ever notice this dark energy in yourself? If so, why do you think you have it? Next week I have something special in store, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Peace.